Love it, I love it, and live it up, don't let nobody bring.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're gonna discuss chin-ups. Now, the main goal of a lot of my clients is to either do a single chin-up or pull-up, or if you're more of an advanced lifter, they wanna be able to do multiple chin-ups. It's important to realize that females have a lot more of a challenging time being able to do chin-ups for two main reasons. The first reason being that females are typically smaller framed as compared to males, and second is that females usually carry most of their body fat in their lower half. So what you need to know is in a chin-up or in a pull-up, there are three main grips. The first one is a chin-up. So this is when you have your palms facing upwards, and this is known as the supinated position. The second position is when your hands are neutral, so your palms are facing one another, and this is known as a neutral pull-up. And the third one is a pronated grip, meaning that your palms are facing down, and this is known as a regular pull-up. If you're a beginner just getting started and you're looking to build up that goal of being able to do a chin-up, or let's say you're an advanced lifter who maybe can do a few chin-ups or pull-ups but want to do multiple or a bit more than you're doing right now, stick to the supinated chin-up position when your palms are facing up towards the ceiling, as this is the easiest type of chin-up. This is because the biceps are able to assist you in the lift. Your arms are moving in a sagittal plane versus, let's say, if you are going to do a wide grip pull-up, you're going to be in the frontal plane. So this is gonna be a lot more challenging as you're not going to be using as much of your bicep muscles. They won't be as involved, and there is actually more adduction of the shoulder which is required. When you do a chin-up, your biceps are assisting you in the lift. Performing a chin-up position with your hands about shoulder width apart seems to be the most comfortable for most clients. All right, so if you can't do a body weight chin-up, there are four things I really want you to focus on. The first thing is to do eccentric chin-ups. The second one is to do banded assisted chin-ups. The third one would be to use the machine assisted chin-up. And the fourth one would be to do lat pull-downs. The hardest part usually of a chin-up is getting your chin past the bar at the top. Using a full range of motion, a lot of people struggle with the upward motion of the chin-up. Like I said, getting their chin above the bar. If you are a beginner, usually the hardest part is when you're at the bottom portion of the chin-up. You might be able to lift yourself up, but as soon as you come down, lock your arms into extension. That bottom portion is usually the hardest part for beginners, as they find it the most challenging to lift themselves back up to do another chin-up. So here, I want you to try to do eccentric chin-ups. The focus here is on the range of motion at the bottom. You're going to lift yourself up and then with control, slowly lower yourself to the bottom of the lift until you have fully extended your arms. Keep in mind that the bottom portion of the movement, like I mentioned, is usually the hardest. So you really want to do the lowering portion of this exercise nice and slow versus just letting yourself come down. Another thing you can try are shrugs. So what you're going to be doing is basically just moving your scapula up and down. Performing lat pull-downs is also going to be beneficial in helping you in that downward portion of the exercise in a chin-up. All right, so let's say you can't do a body weight eccentric lowering chin-up. Then what I want you to do is grab a band. Using a band is a very beneficial way to build strength in your lats and your upper back. However, the bands really only assist you in the bottom portion of the lift. As I mentioned, the bottom portion of the lift is usually what we struggle with, or what beginners struggle with. If you rely solely on the band, then you're not really assisting yourself in the lowering part of the exercise, and this is what we really need to try to build up on our own. Next up, you can also try machine-based chin-ups. Now, the benefit of using a machine is that there is full assistance throughout the entire range of motion through the chin-up. The reason I believe the chin-up machine is great is because it's going to help build strength in your lats, which will require you to rely less on the assistance of the machine. The reason I believe the chin-up machine is great is because it's going to help build strength in your lats. This is going to allow you to require less and less assistance on the machine. Another great thing of the machine is that you can change the level of resistance or change what weight you want to be using when you're doing the chin-up. So as you get stronger, you can slowly begin to lower the weight, meaning that it's going to require more of your own body weight to lift yourself up and do the chin-up. So as you get stronger, you can slowly lower down the weight and eventually move away from the machine and move on to more body weight focused chin-ups. Next up, we have the Lat Pull-Down. Now, the Lat Pull-Down is a functional movement pattern that can be used by anyone, whether you're a beginner, you're an intermediate, or you're advanced. Although this move isn't going to exactly assist you in being able to do a chin-up, it's going to help to build strength in your lats, like I mentioned with the assisted machine, which is going to be needed in a chin-up. You can also do supine underhand grip lat pull-downs to mimic the position in a chin-up. We also have an inverted row. Now this is great as it's going to work your scapula, your rhomboids, and your traps. However, I don't necessarily recommend this for a beginner. This is more for an advanced lifter. Why? Because this is quite a challenging exercise and it's not necessarily going to help you do a chin-up. If you think about it, you're performing a row. A row works more of, like I said, your traps and your rhomboids. When you are doing a lat pull down, you're working more of your lats. So although you're going to be building up some strength in your biceps and in your back muscles, it's not exactly going to help transfer over as much to help you to do a chin-up versus if you were to do using a band or a machine. I would suggest this more for an advanced lifter because, like I said, the beginners would basically need to spend a greater amount of time with these inverted rows before being able to do a chin-up. So maybe you're asking the question to yourself, will doing bicep curls assist me in being able to do a chin-up? Although the bicep muscles are worked or assisting you to do a chin-up, you have to realize that a chin-up is a functional movement pattern. It is requiring you to use your entire body weight, and it requires a lot more coordination than doing a single isolated bicep curl. When you do a chin-up, the long head of your bicep shortens when you're in the upward phase of a chin-up, and it lengthens when you're in the eccentric or the lowering portion of the chin-up. Doing isolated bicep curls is going to be, not necessarily a bad thing, but it's not exactly going to help you to perform a chin-up, which requires a lot more coordination, a lot more body weight. Chin-ups require your core to be activated and contracted constantly. So by performing some hollow body holds or some simple planks, you're going to be building up a stronger core, and you're going to have your pelvis in an optimal position. Just like anything in life, if you want to get better at something, you need to do it consistently. You need to be doing it frequently, and you need to be practicing it on a weekly basis. So if your goal is to do chin-ups, you need to be practicing them a few times a week to get better. Use a band, use the machine, do some eccentric lowering exercises, do some planks, work on your core muscles. All of these things are going to help you to reach your goal in being able to do a chin-up or to do multiple chin-ups. I hope you guys found this video helpful and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, please show your support by giving this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And last but not least, make sure you guys are following me on my Instagram, where I post tons of workout videos and lots of valuable information, including nutritional tips to get you closer towards your fitness goals.